The Netherlands is a country literally filled with astonishing contrasts and vivid opposites, creating a unique image. In this small nation, covering an area of about 41,500 square kilometers, live people whose physical characteristics are astonishing. Among them are the tallest individuals on the planet, which speaks to extraordinary genetic and environmental features. At the same time, this country is one of the lowest lying places on Earth, with most of its territory below sea level. Such a paradox evokes both admiration and wonder. How is it possible to combine extreme characteristics that seem incompatible? On the map, the Netherlands appears very compact, like a tiny state. Yet in terms of agricultural exports, it ranks among the top globally, surpassing countries that are much larger in area and population. This remarkable phenomenon is explained not only by natural conditions, but also by the high level of innovation, hard work, and practical approach of the Dutch people. Women in this country are characterized by strength of character, intelligence, and incredible independence, yet they remain deeply attached to family and traditions, creating a harmonious blend of personal freedom and family values. These unexpected, seemingly incompatible traits do not make the Netherlands strange or incomprehensible. On the contrary, they turn it into one of the most amazing and livable countries in the world, where every detail fits harmoniously into the overall picture. Today, we will explore 25 facts about the Netherlands that will reveal new facets of this unique country and help you understand it from different angles. The first of these is that the Netherlands is the lowest lying country relative to sea level, hidden in Western Europe. The country occupies a strategically advantageous position, ideal for trade and travel development. Neighboring countries include Germany, Belgium, and France, all easily accessible by train or car within a few hours. However, the most astonishing fact is that about 25% of the entire territory is below sea level. Approximately 21% of the population lives in these areas, and lands below sea level account for about 26% of the total area. For the Dutch, this fact is not a cause for despair or fear, but a motivation for development. They have created one of the most modern and advanced systems of dikes, canals, and pumping stations in the world. This engineering network is so impressive and efficient that UNESCO has recognized it as a true human-made miracle. Thanks to these structures, the country has not only survived the constant threat of flooding, but has also managed to develop successfully. Despite the flat landscape and absence of mountain ranges, the Netherlands remains a green and vibrant country that delights the eye with well-maintained parks, avenues, and trees adorning the streets. An eco-friendly lifestyle is highly valued here, and it is felt at every step, in caring for nature, using environmentally friendly technologies, and treating the environment with respect. The people of this country are characterized by a high level of education, broad horizons, and intelligence. Although the official language is Dutch, over 90% of the population speaks English fluently, making the country one of the top 3 nations where English is not the native language. This significantly facilitates the stay for tourists and foreigners who can communicate freely and feel comfortable. With a total area of 41,500 square kilometers and a population of about 17.5 million people, the Netherlands ranks second in the world in the export volume of agricultural products, trailing only the United States. The product range includes not only vibrant, blooming tulips, but also fresh vegetables and fruits, which the Dutch grow and sell with maximum efficiency, utilizing advanced technologies, hard work, and practical thinking. And believe me, this is just the beginning. The country is full of surprises. At the heart of this impressive protection system, which serves as a reliable shield for the country, lies a unique structure called the Maaslandkering. Imagine 2 enormous steel arms, each extending longer than the Eiffel Tower. If these giant metal structures are positioned horizontally, they can move like massive mechanical creatures, and within minutes, block an entire sea, protecting the land from floods and natural disasters. And the most astonishing part is that such a powerful and impressive system can be seen even from space, This structure is not just a physical barrier but a symbol of innovative approach, an embodiment of engineering ingenuity, and a source of pride in Dutch resilience and progress. Many dikes in the Netherlands serve simultaneously as roads, bridges, and even tourist routes. Imagine, you can literally drive over these maritime defenses, enjoying scenic views while protecting the country from natural calamities. Importantly, the Dutch do not rest on their laurels. They continuously work on strengthening, updating, and modernizing their protection system. In the face of global climate change, rising sea levels, and new challenges related to environmental disasters, they invest significant efforts and resources to stay one step ahead of potential threats. Moreover, this flood protection system has become an example for many other countries facing similar problems. The Netherlands has become a laboratory of innovations in hydraulic engineering and sustainable development, demonstrating to the world how technological progress can be combined with care for the future. In this context, the country is not just fighting natural elements, but creating advanced solutions that help preserve the natural balance and ensure the safety of its citizens. Now, let's move on to another fact that will surprise anyone: the beauty and charm of women living in this country. Walking through the streets of Amsterdam or other cities, it is easy to notice that among the local women there is a special attractiveness and elegance. They stand out with their appearance, and the reason is not only their tall stature or slender figure. Many of them have light hair that seems to reflect sunlight, and their eyes, blue or gray, resemble calm ocean depths. Their skin is fair and radiant, giving their images a fresh and natural beauty. The appearance of these women is a harmonious blend of classic Northern European beauty and natural simplicity. They do not strive for flashy fashion or extravagant outfits. Usually, their wardrobe consists of a long coat, jeans, and leather boots, stylish, concise, and restrained. This look emphasizes their inner elegance and confidence, while remaining very natural and effortless. But the most important thing is their inner world. Dutch women are characterized by strong character, independence, and inner confidence. They are not afraid to hold leadership positions at work, to demonstrate their views and to express their thoughts. In relationships, they are open and sincere, deeply valuing equality and freedom. Their height is often comparable to that of models. They are tall and self-assured, and even on a first date, they easily split the bill at a cafe, which is considered quite normal. This openness and naturalness often surprise foreigners visiting the country for the first time. However, behind this outward confidence lies warmth and care. After women become mothers, they show tenderness and devotion to their families. They find time for shared dinners, communication, and supporting loved ones. Freedom and self-realization are important in their lives, and they strive to live on their own terms. For them, cycling is not just transportation, but a way of life and a symbol of freedom. Riding a bicycle is not only a means of movement, but also part of their culture, a way to maintain health and a fresh spirit. Additionally, popular activities among women include yoga, outdoor walks, gardening, everything that helps maintain harmony of body and soul. Despite their sincere love for coffee, which many associate with an invigorating drink and a morning ritual, the residents of the Netherlands prefer to keep a certain simplicity in their preferences. They most often choose black, strong coffee, served without sugar, cream, or any bright additives intended to enhance the flavor. This type of drink is not consumed to gain a boost of energy, but rather to enjoy the moment of socializing, pleasant conversation, or simply the comfort of being in the company of loved ones. If you are invited to have coffee in the Netherlands, do not perceive it as a mere formality or ritual. It carries much more meaning. It is a sign of genuine trust, recognition, and willingness for open dialogue. After such an invitation, you become part of a close-knit circle of people with whom you share not only the beverage, but also common values, mood, and warmth of soul. However, for those encountering the country's traditions for the first time, there is an important warning. If you see a sign with the words "coffee shop," do not rush to expect a typical cafe serving espresso or cappuccino. In the Netherlands, this term means something entirely different. a place often associated with a completely different sphere of activity, which most foreign visitors, especially first-timers, only learn about upon closer acquaintance. Want to know exactly what it is about? Then leave a comment with the number 9, and I will tell you a story that will likely stay in your memory forever. Additionally, it is worth noting that coffee culture in the Netherlands is very diverse and includes a wide range of coffee varieties. Here, you can try not only traditional filter coffee, but also enjoy unique specialty coffees made from carefully selected beans with particular attention to detail. Local cafes often offer a rich assortment of coffee drinks to satisfy even the most demanding connoisseurs. This is one of the features of the Dutch coffee scene, a striving for diversity and quality. Moving on to the next fact, which is striking in its originality. In the Netherlands, a unique architecture is especially noticeable, which immediately catches the eye of anyone walking through the streets of this country for the first time. Tall, slender houses with bright facades decorated with whimsical patterns and steep, pointed roofs. These immediately evoke associations with fairy tales and magical stories. But why are these buildings so narrow? It turns out that as early as the 15th century, when the tax system on housing began to be implemented, the tax calculation was based precisely on the width of the house's facade. To reduce tax payments, the Dutch came up with a brilliant solution, building narrow but deep houses. Some of them are only 2 meters wide but rise several floors high, creating impressive multi-story structures. This approach allowed for maximum savings of precious urban space while expanding living areas. Inside these houses, there are remarkable features that often surprise even experienced tourists. For example, stairs leading to the upper floors are renowned for their steepness and narrowness. Part 5 of 12. In some cases, the steps are so small and closely spaced that it becomes a real challenge for those encountering such a structure for the first time. This is especially common to catch tourists from America or other countries unprepared for such unusual architectural solutions. But all of this is part of the Dutch inventive spirit, which manifests itself in the most unexpected areas. And when it comes to residential buildings, it is worth mentioning another amazing aspect of life in this country: floating houses. In Amsterdam alone, there are over 2,500 residential boats that are not temporary dwellings or tourist attractions. These boats serve as full-fledged homes for thousands of people living along the canals or gently rocking on the water's surface. Such a lifestyle has long become an integral part of the city's infrastructure and culture. Living on the water in the Netherlands has become a popular and environmentally friendly choice. In the Netherlands, the traffic rules always prioritize cyclists. Car drivers are required to give way to those on 2 wheels. The safety and well-being of those who prefer to ride bicycles are placed above all else here. It can be said that this is not just a rule, but part of a cultural code reflecting a special attitude towards street culture and a respected way of life. If you ever meet a Dutch man or woman, don't expect to see luxurious limousines or a showy display of material wealth. On the contrary, their ideal date is a leisurely bike ride along quiet canals, with stops at cozy cafes where you can enjoy a hot coffee. In this society, ostentatious luxury or excessive flamboyance are not valued. Simplicity, practicality, and sincere concern for the future are important. Even old, rusty bicycles are not just transportation but symbols of careful attitude and long-term use. An essential condition is that the bicycle simply needs to work, and that is often quite enough. In the Netherlands, a bicycle is not just a means of transportation but a way of life, a whole philosophy deeply rooted in the country's culture. At the national level, authorities actively invest in developing cycling infrastructure to make this environmentally friendly and sensible mode of transport even more attractive and safe for all citizens. This is a strategic step aimed at supporting sustainable development and caring for the environment. Let's move on to the 9th fact related to life in the capital, Amsterdam. Did you know that this city has over 165 canals, more than the famous Venice? It is precisely because of these picturesque waterways that Amsterdam has received UNESCO World Heritage status. The canals here serve not only as transportation arteries, but also create a unique atmosphere, filling the city with a special charm. The police in Amsterdam do not limit themselves to patrolling by car. In some cases, law enforcement officers use boats to respond promptly to incidents or to pursue lawbreakers. There have been instances where police chased drunken swimmers who decided to take a risk and swim in the canals on a hot, sunny day. Even the profession of a cyclist is considered very important here. Every year, about 15,000 bicycles end up at the bottom of the waterways, and this is not accidental but part of the city's constant life. On sunny days and during holidays, Amsterdam transforms into a true floating celebration. Boats decorated with flags and garlands glide across the waters, filled with music, the aromas of food, and joyful voices. The city seems to turn into a bright, colorful spectacle on the water, where every moment is filled with a festive mood. As evening falls, the city appears to sink into a cozy shadow, and many residents prefer to retreat to the so-called brown cafes, historic pubs with warm yellow lighting that create an atmosphere of home comfort. There, friends leisurely drink beer, discuss news, and share thoughts on life, culture, and politics. If you crave romance, go on an evening canal cruise. In this warm, softly lit atmosphere, white wine, old stories of Amsterdam, and the shimmering reflections of lights on the water create an unforgettable scene. All of this can be enjoyed in the company of loved ones or simply in solitude. Youth in Amsterdam does not need clubs and night discos because they have their own unique ways to spend time. They gather in parks, on embankments, or in open spaces, where they sing, drink beer, and engage in relaxed conversations until late at night. Everything happens spontaneously, without special plans, yet an incredible sense of freedom and ease is felt. Unlike more traditional and reserved Dutch cities, Amsterdam attracts with its boldness and modernity. If you are looking for a place with a rich history but less crowded and hectic than popular tourist centers, you should consider a city that preserves ancient secrets and the atmosphere of bygone centuries. This is Utrecht, one of the oldest cities in the country, with a history spanning over 2,000 years. Its narrow streets, imbued with history, are lined with bell towers, and the canals, like living arteries, run through its heart, creating a unique environment that transports travelers back to the Middle Ages. Here, there is no excessive hustle nor oppressive silence, only a special atmosphere of coziness and nostalgia that allows one to feel part of ancient history while enjoying modern comfort. A special place in this city is the district known as Dijk, a spacious embankment proudly lined with 21 historic windmills built in the 15th century. These giants, protected by UNESCO World Heritage, once served not only as landscape decorations, but also as vital defenses against flooding. Windmills, like guardians of the past, tell their long history, and today they are not only architectural monuments, but also living places where you can take a walk, ride a bicycle, look inside the mills, and talk to the millers, who still carry out their work and live in these historic buildings. Such an experience is more than just a tourist walk. It is a unique opportunity to touch the spirit of Dutch culture and feel part of living history. Additionally, it is worth noting that the Netherlands is famous for its national parks spread across the country, offering unique opportunities for outdoor activities. In these protected areas, you can go hiking or cycling, enjoy birdwatching and observing other wildlife, feel connected to nature, and restore your inner balance. These natural zones are true oases of tranquility and beauty, allowing every nature enthusiast to enjoy its richness. An interesting fact is that, despite the fact that the Netherlands is located almost at sea level, its inhabitants are among the tallest people in the world. On average, Dutch men reach about 6 feet in height, which is approximately 184 centimeters, and women about 5 feet 7 inches, or roughly 172 centimeters. Such impressive stature is a relatively recent phenomenon that began to manifest around 100 years ago and is apparently linked to diet and nutrition, rich in proteins and dairy products. As a result of these changes in height, the country's infrastructure has also adapted. Buses, trains, kitchen countertops, and even public toilets have become taller than standard sizes. For foreign tourists and visitors, this often becomes a humorous discovery. Many joke that they have to stand on tiptoe to reach the top shelves in the kitchen, and on forums, They often share impressions of how it feels to be slightly shorter than Dutch women, especially if they wear high heels. Moreover, such height is noticeable in the retail sphere. Clothing for locals is often elongated, and beds are usually longer than 2 meters to prevent legs from hanging over. Overall, life in a world designed for tall people involves certain features, from infrastructure to daily habits. If you want to understand what it means to live in a country where most residents are tall, consider leaving your height in the comments and think about whether you agree with the opinion that you are taller than the average Dutch person. This phenomenon attracts the interest of scientists who continue to study its causes. Genetics, childhood conditions, diet, and lifestyle all play a significant role in shaping such remarkable height. The Netherlands is a country that remarkably combines industriousness and practicality with astonishing contrasts. One of these contrasts is how the residents of this country lead a modest and balanced life. In reality, honesty and sincerity in communication are expressions of respect for the interlocutor. Not to offend or hurt someone, but because true honesty demonstrates our respect and genuine attitude towards others. In working conditions, it is not surprising if an employee asks their boss frank and sometimes even unexpected questions. This environment encourages open and honest communication, which in some ways surpasses even the level of openness found in countries like the United States of America. There, people enjoy engaging in discussions on a wide range of topics, whether it's politics, climate, or philosophy. These subjects often become the focus of heated debates that unfold in cafes, over dinner, or late at night in bars. As for nightlife, the Netherlands maintains its distinctive style, characterized as unpretentious and free-spirited. People here do not seek pomp or flashy entertainment, jeans, hoodies, and dancing without unnecessary ceremonies. Nightlife is not only about clubs and discos, it also includes open-air movies, street music performances, and cozy cafes where one can relax, socialize, and enjoy a quiet, heartfelt atmosphere. Moreover, the culture of this country is also known for its high level of tolerance and respect for differences. This makes the Netherlands an attractive place for people of diverse cultural and religious backgrounds, as they value and respect diversity. Moving on to the next important aspect, the fifth fact that reveals the country's ecological and natural components. When you think of the Netherlands, picturesque streets with sprawling trees, clean canals with quietly drifting boats, and fresh, transparent air filling the atmosphere usually come to mind. But all this is not accidental or the result of random beauty, but the product of years of effort and conscious work to preserve the environment. In fact, the Dutch are among the leading countries in the world in terms of environmental responsibility. Today, they recycle more than 80% of household waste, rightly earning them a global leader in sustainable development. The country takes the separate collection of waste, reuse of materials, and daily measures to reduce its ecological footprint very seriously. While many nations are still debating and discussing the necessity of green policies, the Dutch have already set clear and ambitious goals. One such goal is that by the year 2030, all new cars entering the market should be either fully electric or emit no harmful substances into the atmosphere. Their vision is a harmonious combination of modern technology, natural resources, and urban life, where children grow up breathing fresh and clean air even in the heart of a metropolis. Care for the environment here is demonstrated not only in relation to nature but also animals. The country has almost no stray pets, and livestock farming is strictly and humanely regulated to ensure the well-being of animals. Special bridges and tunnels, green crossings, have been built for wild animals, not for people, so they can safely cross roads and move through forests and fields. This is a clear example of how the Netherlands respects all living nature and strives to create harmony between humans and the environment. Additionally, the country actively develops renewable energy sources, wind and solar power plants, and is already working on establishing an economy with zero carbon emissions, which will be an important aspect of its future development. All these measures demonstrate a serious and responsible attitude toward preserving nature and the planet's future. Finally, the fourth fact is the vibrant and unique festivals that fill the country with a special color and festive spirit. If you only have one day to experience the atmosphere of the Netherlands, the best choice is April 27th, King's Day, the country's main national holiday. On this day, the entire country transforms into an orange celebration. The Dutch approach to life is more than just a combination of freedom and discipline. It represents a harmonious balance based on respect for personal freedom, combined with the necessity of following certain rules and order. This unique concept allows the Dutch to maintain inner harmony and confidence in the future. In spring, when nature awakens to life, the Netherlands enters a special magical period filled with joy and beauty. During this time, when blooming tulips turn the landscapes into a bright sea of colors, the whole country seems to pause in anticipation of one of the most spectacular events, the Flower Festival in the city of Keukenhof. This festival is considered the largest flower exhibition in the world and is open for only 8 weeks a year. During this short period, over 7 million flowers bloom, creating fantastic compositions that change year after year. These floral installations turn the city into a true labyrinth of vibrant shades and aromas, astonishing visitors with their beauty and originality. During this unique period, more than 800 varieties of tulips can be seen, ranging from deep red, reminiscent of fire, to rare black flowers like the night sky. Among them are striped varieties and ancient breeds known since the 15th century, which carry the history and traditions of Dutch gardeners. Do not miss the famous Bloemencorso flower parade, during which large platforms decorated with live flowers parade through the streets of the cities of Noordwijk, Lisse, and Haarlem. This parade is a true spectacle, capable of awakening the most vivid emotions and leaving unforgettable impressions in memory for a lifetime. It is considered one of the most beautiful and vibrant celebrations that bring people together and create an atmosphere of joy and unity. In addition to flower festivals, the Netherlands is famous for its music festivals, which attract thousands of music lovers from around the world. These events are distinguished by a rich variety of genres and high levels of organization, turning each summer into a genuine musical carnival. The country also takes pride in its cultural events dedicated to history and traditions, helping visitors understand and feel the spirit of this amazing nation. Equally important is the fact that the Netherlands is regarded as one of the happiest countries in the world. This is no coincidence, as its residents enjoy a high level of life satisfaction, and children here are often recognized as the happiest on the planet. From an early age, Dutch children are taught independence and responsibility. Many of them go to school alone at the age of 4, highlighting their self-reliance and confidence in their abilities. At the same time, family bonds remain strong and important. Family dinners are a sacred tradition that unites loved ones and creates an atmosphere of coziness and warmth. This balance between freedom and closeness is one of the features of Dutch culture, making their lives harmonious and fulfilling. Adult residents live confidently and stably thanks to a developed social system that includes high-quality healthcare, education, and social security. These factors foster a sense of security about the future and allow people to enjoy life peacefully. After a workday, the Dutch do not strive for continuous activity or perpetual work. They choose a balance between work and leisure, cycling, reading books, relaxing in parks, or spending time with loved ones. Their cities and villages are green oases of tranquility and beauty, where each day is filled with meaning and comfort. In quiet canals and tree-lined streets, a special harmony can be felt, helping to experience joy and serenity. The crime rate in the Netherlands is so low that some prisons have already closed, and society as a whole is built on respect, kindness, and mutual understanding. The country values gender equality, human rights, and social justice, which helps reduce income disparities and create a more harmonious society. From ancient times, when merchants sold their goods at markets, to the modern era, when the country is famous for its renowned cheeses such as Dutch Gouda and Mild Edam, the culture of consuming this product has become deeply rooted in the lives of local residents. In the Netherlands, cheese is not just food. It is a special cultural symbol, part of national identity, embodying centuries-old traditions and the craftsmanship of cheesemakers. In Dutch culture, it is customary to use cheese in one's own way. Some people place slices of cheese on fresh bread or in a sandwich, while others simply bite into a piece like an apple, enjoying its rich flavor and aroma. The average resident of the country consumes more than 17 kilograms of cheese per year, which attests to its popularity and importance in everyday life. For many Dutch people, a meal without cheese seems incomplete and dull, as if something is missing. And if suddenly craving something sweet, one should try the so-called stroopwafel. These are thin, crispy waffles with caramel filling, which locals usually place on a cup of hot tea. In the warmth and coziness, the soft center of the waffle gradually absorbs the aroma of the drink, making each treat special and unique. No less popular is a dish called stamppot, a hearty winter meal, especially valued during the cold season. It is a thick mashed potato dish to which kale or carrots are added, and sometimes smoked sausage. This dish is characterized by its filling and warmth. It's like an embrace on a cold day, capable of warming both the soul and the body. Dutch cuisine also includes simpler dishes. For example, a lunch consisting of a fresh sandwich, a few slices of cheese, fresh fruit, and a cup of aromatic coffee. Overall, the country's residents acknowledge that their national food is not distinguished by sophistication and elegance, but it is marked by cleanliness, practicality, and simplicity, which quite reflects the character of the Dutch themselves. Calm, reserved, and pragmatic people. It is also important to emphasize that Dutch cuisine, despite its simplicity, is actively influenced by other cultures and traditions. In the country, you can find restaurants and cafes offering dishes from around the world, making the gastronomic scene very diverse and vibrant. Regarding the cost of living, everything is arranged quite reasonably and manageably here. If you are considering moving to the Netherlands for study, work, or even retirement, it is important to know the main expenses to plan your budget. Renting an apartment in the city center, even a small and cozy one, can cost approximately from $650 to $1,250 per month, while outside the center, this amount decreases to about $400 to $780. Utilities, electricity, water, heating, typically cost between $85 and $150 per month. High-speed internet, which is essential today, costs around $30 to $40. A public transportation pass, about $70 to $85 per month, allows free movement around the city and its surroundings. The Dutch are, first and foremost, a country of bicycles, and riding a bike is not only a way to save money, but also a means to stay healthy and care for the environment. Grocery products for home cooking will cost approximately $200 to $300 per month, and if you prefer to eat at cafes or restaurants, the prices are not very high. Simple meals cost about $10 to $15 per serving. Other expenses include a gym membership, around $40, and household shopping, between $100 and $150 per month. Overall, a single person living in the center of a Dutch city, leading a moderate lifestyle, spends between $1,100 and $1,800 per month.